The greatest human quest is to know what one must do in order to become a human being. Maturity is having the courage to use one's own intelligence. Great minds think for themselves. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. Honesty is better than any policy. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law. Life is the faculty of spontaneous activity, the awareness that we have powers. Freedom is the opposite of necessity. Do the right thing because it is right. Always recognize the human individuals are ends, and do not use them as means to your end. Freedom can never be comprehended, nor even can insight into it be gained. The only thing permanent is change. Freedom is that faculty that enlarges the usefulness of all other faculties. It is never too late to become reasonable and wise. Art is purposiveness without purpose. God, freedom, and immortality are unattainable in the light of pure reason. The only thing that is good without qualification is goodwill. Seek not the favor of the multitude. It is seldom got by honest and lawful means, but seek the testimony of few, and number not voices, but weigh them. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. By a lie, a man annihilates his dignity as a man. It is not God's will merely that we should be happy, but that we should make ourselves happy. A person is only a person when he has the power to make sense of his surrounding. So act that your principle of action might safely be made a law for the whole world. Morality is not the doctrine of how we make ourselves happy, but how we make ourselves worthy of happiness. Act as if the maxim of your action were to become through your will a general natural law. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. All thoughts must directly or indirectly, by way of certain characters, relate ultimately to intuitions, and therefore with us to sensibility, because in no other way can an object be given to us. All human knowledge begins with intuitions, proceeds from thence to concepts, and ends with ideas. An organized product of nature is that in which all the parts are mutually ends and means. Give me matter, and I will construct a world out of it. God put a secret art into the forces of nature, so as to enable it to fashion itself out of chaos into a perfect world system. Nature, even in chaos, cannot proceed otherwise than regularly and according to order. Our knowledge springs from two fundamental sources of the mind. The first is the capacity of receiving representations. The second is the power of knowing an object through these representations. The ideal of the Supreme Being is nothing but a regulative principle of reason, which directs us to look upon all connection in the world as if it originated from all sufficient necessary cause. do things fill the mind with ever new and increasing admiration and awe, the oftener and more steadily they are reflected on. The starry heavens above me, and the moral law within me. Without the sensuous faculty, no object would be given to us. Without understanding, no object would be thought. Thoughts without content are void. Intuitions without conceptions, blind. Act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in your own person or in the person of any other, never merely as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end. Look closely. The beautiful may be small. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we're alive, the more conscious we are of life. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. Have patience a while. Slanders are not long-lived. Truth is the child of time. Ere long she shall appear to vindicate thee. How then is perfection to be sought? Wherein lies our hope? In education and in nothing else. Genius is the ability to independently arrive at and understand concepts that would normally have to be taught by another person. Better the whole people perish than that injustice be done. Dignity is a value that creates irreplaceability. Simply to acquiesce in skepticism can never suffice to overcome the restlessness of reason. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Settle for sure and universally what conduct will promote the happiness of a rational being. All perception is colored by emotion. There can be no doubt that all our knowledge begins with experience.